So, welcome class, lesson 3-2. Strong mathematicians can use multiplication methods to divide. So you can grab out your notebook, pencil, put down today's date, and let's get started. So we see in our words again: divisor, the number you divide by in division; quotient, the answer of a division problem; dividend, the number that is divided in division; and remainder, the number left over after dividing two numbers that are not evenly divisible. And this is a picture reminder, shows where all those parts are in a problem. As a constant reminder, we're constantly looking at these words to really help us out. So right now we're looking at, so this should look familiar as a multiplication problem, but you're kind of looking and say, wait a second, Mr. Kamian, there's 738 in this box. It seems kind of weird because usually we're multiplying numbers to figure it out. Well, now we're going to use the place value section to go the other direction because we know multiplication and division kind of work together to figure this out. So I'm in the hundreds category. Can 6 go into 7? Well, if I have 7 things and I have 6 people who want one, I can give them one. So I'm going to give them each one. So 6 times 1 would be 600, which would be left with 138. Now in my hundreds column, I have a 1 there. Is 1 less than 6? Well, yeah, if I only have 100 and I have 6 friends, I can't give them each one. So then I can move into the next column. So I'm going to trade my 100 in for 10s, which means this number is going to go right up into my 10s column, 138. So the 3's in my 10s, which means I would have 13 10s now. All right. So how many times can 6 go into 13? Well, 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18. Wait, that's too many. So it's got to be 2. So if we put a 2 here, I could give them each 2 10s. So 2 times 6 is 12, and then we're in the 10s, so it'd be the 0 in the 1s column. I can subtract, and I'm left with an 8 and a 1. So in my 10s column, get rid of that part. Extra bonus for my writing. I'm left with 18, so that 1 in my 10s column is less than my 6. If I have 1 10, I have 6 friends. I can't give them each one, so I can move on to the next column. So I put my 18 over into my 1s, and I'm going to underline my 1's place value. So now that 10 I had before, I turned into 1, so now I'd have 18 1s. How many times can 6 go into 18? Well, 6 times 1 is 1, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18. There we go. So I'm going to put 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18. I subtract, and I'm left with 0, so I have no remainder. So what is 738 divided by 6? Well, it's 100. Plus 20 plus 3, so my answer would be 123. So you can pause the video right now to write down this example to help you out with your problems. So here we go again, and this is another method of we get the hundreds, the 10s, and the 1s. So how do we know there's only 3 boxes? Because 4 cannot go into 3. So 4 has to go into 39, so I'm going to get my hundredths place value. Sometimes can 4 go into 39? Well, 39 is really close to 40, and that would be 10. So I bet you I'm going to go with 9 right now. So I'm going to go 9 right there. So I can give them 9 hundredths. So 9 times 4 would be 36. And since I'm in the hundreds place value, I put 2 zeros right here. When I subtract, I'm left with a 6, a 1, a 3, and a 0. So I'm looking at my hundredths. Is 3 less than 4? You betcha. Which means I can now go to my next column, the 10s. So 3, 1, 6. I'm going to underline the 10s place value. So now my hundreds turn into 10s, and now I have 31 10s. So 4 can go into 31 how many times? Well, 4 times 5 is 20. So 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 8 is 32. Well, that's too many. So I have to go with 7 10s I can give each of my friends, which would be 70. Which would give me an answer of 280. When I subtract, I get a 6. So 31, make this a 2, make this 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. 2 and 2 is 0. I look at my 10's place value, 3. Well, 3 is less than 4, which is good, so I can go on to my 1's place value. So I'm going to write this number 36 in my 1's place value, and I'm underlining the 1's place value. So now my 10's would turn into 1, so I have 36 1's. So how many 1s could I give to each other? Well, 36 is pretty close. So if I look over here in my hundreds, well, 9 times 4 is already 36. So I'm guessing it's going to be 9 again. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 minus 36 gives us an answer of 0. So 4 divided by 3,916 would be 979. You can pause the video again. So if you need to re-watch it, you kind of get a feel for how it works. That's a great strategy as well. But you want to write down this example to help you with your examples today that you're going to work on. And we might see a word problem now. So using how do we find a word problem to go with this problem, this is great. So the rectangular sidewalk at the theater will have an area of 274 square feet. It will be 6 feet wide. How long will it be? So if you think about this, so it's going to have an area. So this big area is 2,748 because area is the inside of a part. And it will be 6 on one side. So if you look like this, it already looks kind of like a division problem. I could just take and erase this little part right here. And look at that. We have our division problem. 6 divided by 2,748. So let's put our numbers right here. We have 6 right here and 2,748. We're looking in the hundreds place value because 6 can't go into 2. 6 can go into 27, right? So 6 times 5 is 30. That's too much. So 6 times 4 is 24. Yep, that's less than 27. So put a 4 in our hundreds. 4 times 6 would be 2,400. We're going to subtract. We have an 8, we have a 4, we have a 3. We're looking at the hundreds place value. Is 3 less than 6? Yes, it is. So I can move on to my tens box. So I'm going to write 348. I'm going to underline my tens place value. So now those hundreds get turned in and they get turned into tens. So now I have 34 tens. 6 can go into 34 how many times? Well, 6 times 5 is 30. So that's pretty close. What about 6 times 6? That's 36. That's too many. So I'm going to have to go with a 5 right here. 6 times 5 is 30, but we're in the tens, so that would be 50 times 6 would be 300. When I subtract, I'm left with 48, and the 4 is less than the 6, so I can go on to my next column. So I go to 48, I underline my 1s, so my tens get turned into 1s, so now I have 48 ones. So 6 can go into 48 how many times? Well, 6 goes into 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 would be 36. 6 times 7 would be 42. 6 times 8 would be 48. Oh, there we go. 48. So I'm going to put an 8 there. 6 times 8 is 48. When I subtract, I get 0. So take my numbers. I'm going to add all the partial products together. So 400 plus 50 plus 8 would give me 458. But it's a word problem, which means you should be screaming, Mr. Kamey, you need a label, label. So I look at a label. How long will it be? Well, it will be 6 feet wide. What is how long will it be? Well, it'll be this many feet because we're just measuring one side of the problem. So you can pause this video right now as another example of how to work out division using place value sections method. So now you put on box 3. Now it's your turn. Like you try to solve this problem using the place value sections. 978 divided by 3. So use your examples to help guide you to the correct answer. Here's another problem for you to try. It said 4,638 divided by 6. So you can pause the video, use your strategies, look back at your previous examples to help you out. Good luck. And we have a word problem for you to work on. A factory has 2,160 erasers. They package them in groups of 5. How many packages of erasers does the factory have? So read the word problem again, see how it's a division problem, how they're making groups of 5, and good luck solving it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to write them down or share those out. Also, if you use any strategies that help you, make sure you share those as well to help other people with this topic. Thank you for another great lesson.